Hey there, welcome back to Marketing Matchmaker. I love talking about really marketing in general, as you all know. That's what Marketing Matchmaker is about. And today I have Karen Hall on today. She is the founder and director of Reputation by Design, which is a marketing agency that specializes in trust and reputation as an asset to growing their business. So I love this concept of what you do, Karen, and I'm super excited to kind of explain it to the audience. So let's start there. Tell the audience who you are, what you do, and who you serve.
Yeah, so Karen Hall, I'm the founder of Reputation by Design. We're based in Sydney, Australia, so all the way on the other side of the world. But we have team all over the world, so in 5 countries, including the US. And what we do is we help businesses design their reputation. So it's in the name of the business. So you can either have your reputation by design or have a reputation by chance. So we
Yeah.
think that it's better to proactively design your reputation. You might be doing the right things by your customers anyway, but you can really amplify what that reputation stands for and what it is in the market by doing a few things within your marketing toolkit as well. So rather than leaving it to chance or letting it kind of amplify out by itself. So there's a few things in the marketing toolkit that allow you to do that and just really amplify it and be proactive around it. Who we
I
serve?
yeah,
Yep,
I
go for
love
it.
that. I love the idea behind being intentional about what your
Yep,
reputation is. Because you're right.
yep.
Our reputations are the lifeblood of our business. And if we're not intentional about what our reputation looks like, we never know what it's going to say or what people are going to say about us.
Yeah, or how even bigger it could be rather than just letting it meander along because we are, always doing the right things by our client, but how big that could be and how it could precede us. And so, that can feed into things like, bigger word of mouth and bigger online reputation, etc. So I love that word intentional. It's a great word. And
So
who we serve.
yep, that's
Yep.
what I was just going to go back to. Who do you serve?
Yeah. So we serve anyone from solopreneurs and even, businesses at startup stage through to SMEs, so small to medium enterprises, who need help in the space and some guidance. So they don't quite know how to tackle this thing called reputation and how to make it bigger. So we provide obviously some guidance around that, but also the tools and techniques around it. So as an example, we started with someone who was a solopreneur, literally starting in their garage, and we supported them to kind of amplify their brand and win some awards. Over that period of 2 years, they won 16 awards with us, and they went on to get a lot of extra press, a lot of media interviews, that kind of thing, and it really kind of catapulted their brand a lot further. One thing is they had to be comfortable with being visible, so out of the garage and into the spotlight. That's one thing that we'll talk about probably later, but that's an example of working with a solopreneur at startup. At the other end of the scale, we work with SMEs who probably have bigger teams, and they use kind of reputation and recognition as rewards for their staff. So, for example, they might be entering their team, their staff into awards, for example, as reward and recognition for them. So that creates a lot of stickiness, a lot of motivation, and a lot of pride in their team. And they're using, that recognition so that it's validation for their staff. They feel great about, being recognized and rewarded. But back to the company, they get a lot of validation as well when the company's being validated and recognized too.
Yeah, I love that. You talked about awards a couple of times, and I know we've obviously talked at a different, a networking type of call. And one of the things that we had talked about was awards and kind of how people don't really know how, like, what they can do for them or how they, and it's such a unique perspective when it comes to marketing. So let's, what exactly does that mean? What kind of awards? How do people even think about that?
Yeah. So you think about the things in a general marketing toolkit that business owners will reach for. They'll think about social media. They'll think about maybe even Facebook ads or, paid ads. They'll definitely think about, what's happening on their website, email marketing, that kind of thing. They never really think about the power of awards as a tool in their toolkit. And we think it's an amazing tool, not just because we offer the service of helping to win that, but it's an amazing tool because it is the external validation. So it's someone else saying how good you are. It's an external company saying how good you are as a company. And that's even better than you saying how good you are or writing website copy or email marketing copy to say how good you are, because it's social proof, and it's validated by an external third party to say you are the best of the best in your industry or in your peer group, etc. So it's a wonderful tool. There are lots of others as well, and this is all about layering, but it is a wonderful tool to be able to get that extra social proof and credibility, and it can happen really quickly. So again, you can enter an award, become a finalist and a winner, within a matter of months, and for very little money as well. So it's one of those things that can be quite a Kickstarter. And what we find is that people are really, once they understand the power of that, because it can be a real attractant to your business. Once people understand that, they go, okay, well, let's give it a go. But the other thing is sometimes people just don't believe in their ability to win. And a lot of those people are women. There's a bit of an imposter syndrome around that, I guess, or what I hear very often is, I'm not worthy, or, my business isn't big enough, which is an old wives' tale because there are awards that are not around big size and lots of different, measurements around that. Or my business will be better next year. And they put it off and off and off. So to answer your question in short, it is an external validation tool, social proof. It brings a lot of trust. And the analogy we use is wine bottles in a bottle store full of thousands of bottles of wine. And you are attracted immediately to those ones that have the badges, the winning badges on it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that perspective. Um, and I love the audience, like a lot of my audience are solopreneurs. I don't have a whole lot of mid-sized businesses in the audience that I'm aware of. Um, and as a solopreneur, I definitely can hear that whole, I'm not big enough. I'm not, I don't make enough money. Maybe I've only hit six figures. I'm not a millionaire. All of those kind of negative thoughts that run through your mind when it comes to things like awards. So, do you have a story? I would love to hear a story around a solopreneur that maybe wasn't big, like besides the one from the garage, um, that
Yeah.
maybe just started out small and grew from there.
Yeah, we've got an amazing lady that runs a, you know, smallish size IT consultancy firm from Hawaii. And her business coach is actually from Australia. So she got nominated by her business coach, and she was really hesitant. She's like, no, I don't deserve this. It's just a small company. I just do what I do. And we hear that so often. And there's nothing special about my company except, just that language all the time. And he was insistent. He was like, no, you're going to enter this award. So anyway, she did come around. She believed in him. And she won a Gold Titan Award, which is like the Emmys of awards. And she was just blown away because she just thought that of a business, just do what I do. I'm just, I just meander along, and there's nothing special about it. I'm not a big company, etc., etc., and all of those not negative thoughts, but just limiting beliefs
Right.
around her. And because she got corralled into it and didn't really have a choice, and then won gold in her category, and the category was so good for her because it was very, very individualized for her, and the promotion of her category was so great in terms of the language around the category that she could use it in her marketing, and it really niched into what new clients she wanted to get, so attract into her business, that it attracted a lot of new inquiries into her business, and a lot of those converted. So she found it very, very liberating for herself personally. The feedback we got from her personally is like, shit, I can do this. I am,
I love
enough. I
that.
am good enough. In fact, I'm bloody awesome. Um, and then went on to leverage that through her business. Another lady in the US is just going through a job search. She got made redundant late last year, but she understands the power of brand because she's in marketing. So she went for a marketing award. She read, and it's really hard when you're getting rejections for job applications, and
Right.
rejection and rejection and rejection. And we're now in February, and she's had 2 months of job application rejections, and she read back her award application. She said, shit, I've done all of this. Like, it's just achievement, 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 achievement. So rather than it being dispersed on, LinkedIn and somewhere else in the etherware, and there was an award trophy packed away somewhere, in a box, and it was, instead of that, it was corralled all into a beautiful submission. She just took away from that. She wrote to us, and it was wonderful. She wrote to us and said, this is just, so inspiring for my job search when I can feel so despondent sometimes.
Yeah.
This is just so uplifting for that. So
I love
it
the idea
gives people a lot of.
of using marketing not just for business owners, right? Also for finding a job, like this type of brand recognition and visibility.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because if you have a little bit of a job search gap or something, fill it with an award. Oh my God, isn't that the
Right.
best thing? And she's also doing some amazing work with Harvard as well, and just filling her time with things that will fill her CV with differentiating factors.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Which I think then leads us to this whole concept of visibility, because that is the biggest fear factor, I think, when it comes to marketing, whether you're trying to get a job or you're growing a business. Visibility is the thing that holds people back the most. Um, when it comes to this type of like brand recognition and reputation marketing and that type of stuff, how does that connect to visibility?
Yeah, so you can't not be visible when you are out there, um, either accepting an award, accepting a finalist. Well, you can, but it would be counterproductive. Sorry. Um, and we do know of people that have, won awards and done nothing with them. But the power of winning awards, or, being on a, Harvard scholarship or something else, is promoting it. So you do have to be comfortable with being visible. And part of that is, I guess, accepting that you are entering either on behalf of your team or because you know that you're doing really great stuff for your clients. So finding your why that you're doing it is really, I think, really, really important. Understanding your why, and why you're in why you're in business, but why you do what you do in a different way to your competitors. So I know when we write an award submission for a client, we really dive into that why. And it's that, finding that purpose almost makes it a lot less icky to go out there and celebrate it, because You're not just doing it for the money, or you're not just doing it for, the ego. Although for some people, that's fine as well. And we do have a lot of those clients too. But sometimes there is a much more heart-centered or just other purpose from their childhood or from some life event that makes it much more meaningful to them to share with the world. And that story, and we all grow up on stories, makes it more palatable oftentimes.
I love that. I love because it is something that I talk to my clients all the time about, going back to their why, especially when we're starting to do things in marketing, like putting yourself out there. Being able to understand why you're doing all of this. What is the end goal? Makes it easier to make
Yep.
yourself vulnerable enough to put yourself out there.
Yeah, and even just understanding, that it's not about you. So we in Australia we say, get over yourself, but
Yeah,
by that we mean, it's not, if you could help, one other person by sharing that post, or one other person by, celebrating that if you can win an award, they can, then isn't that an amazing thing? And why
yeah,
would you take it away from
yeah.
someone?
I
So
love that.
taking the spotlight off you and sharing it as a gift to someone else.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. So, for those out there in my audience that might be interested in managing their reputation, designing their reputation, how do they get a hold of you? What's the best way for them to connect with you?
Yeah, so they can definitely go on our website, which is reputationbydesign.com, or just email me, Karen@reputationbydesign.com. So either way, we can set up a quick discovery call. It's obligation free, and I can share with you 10 years of experience in this, but also 30 years of experience in marketing for other corporates. So Ford Motor Company, Virgin, etc. Love a chat around, what's holding you back, what you're doing in the reputation space already, and how to leverage that even further. So what are the quick wins? What are the quick takeaways to fire up that social proof and the reputation? You might be doing something, that gets you to here, and just a quick tweak can really get you to the
Take you
next
to the
level.
next
And I
level.
have those conversations every day.
I love that. I love that. So, for those out there that are looking to intentionally design your reputation, reach out to Karen. I will have her contact information in the show notes. And for those of you out there that are struggling with what to do first or next in order to really grow your business, head over to yourmarketingmatchmaker.com and schedule a free strategy session. I promise you will walk away with at least one actionable item that will help you to grow your business, increase your revenue, and scale your impact. Karen, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Really enjoyed the chat.
For all the rest of you, intentionally start designing not only your reputation, but your marketing and your strategy and your visibility, because that's what's going to take you to the next level. Thank you for listening to the Marketing Matchmaker podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love to hear your feedback. Please head over to Apple iTunes and leave a review so we can hear from you. And if you are a coach, consultant, or online course creator who are looking to grow your business, increase your income, and scale your impact, connect with me at yourmarketingmatchmaker.com. I look forward to hearing from you.